Hey everybody, this is Melina from ScrapbookingWithMe.com, and today is another episode of M Scrap Busters, and that is a weekly challenge here on my channel where I try my best to help you use up scrap paper and make something out of nothing, like my favorite thing to do ever. I started out, I just went ahead and collaged up with using some scraps, a piece of regular old copy paper that I had put a background on and then just didn't have anything on the other side. So I got some scraps and just collaged the one side, inked up just a little bit. I'm going to stamp some on this before we cut it, and I've went ahead and got a piece. This is vellum, just a piece of vellum like we sell in our shop at scrapbookingwithme.com, and all I have done to this was just a frosted piece of vellum that I sprayed with some walnut stain oxide ink, and then I used my handy dandy water bottle and just sprayed water all over it, and then used my little spatula, and any spots that I wanted it to look a little bit different before it dried, I just spread it around with my silicone spreader, and that's how I have inked up that vellum, and we're going to use that in just a minute with this project. I have the script stamp that we do have in the shop. If it's not sold out, it is by Studio 490 and it's called Script. How fitting is that? I'm not even going to get my block out. I'm just going to do a little bit of abstract stamping. And I'm using StazOn just because I've got some texture in this one and I want it to stick really well. Now when you're using StazOn ink, you want to stamp rather quickly after you ink up your stamp, because StazOn, for me, tends to dry really quickly. And so you want to use it fast like lightning. Stamp that on. We're going to be cutting this paper long ways, so that's why I did the script that way. Another little tip for you. So if you want to craft along with me, you'll just need to collage a piece of paper, 8.5 by 11, 12 by 12, whatever you want to do. You can make these little matchbook ephemera holders as wide or as narrow as you want. Doesn't have to be a specific size. Okay, so that's going to get me some script writing on this one and some script writing on that one. And I might just do a little bit of abstract-y stuff through here to get us covered up just a little bit more. Today was Bethany's first day of fall semester, so she's very excited about that. She's excited anytime she gets to go back to her classes and see her friends. She's made some wonderful friends at college, and she always loves when the new semester starts, and of course she loves seeing, you know, what all she needs as far as supplies and books and all of that stuff. You know, sometimes there were some years when back to school shopping was fun. It was very few and far between for me because I liked when my kids were home. I'm not one of those parents that loved when their kids went back to school. I liked when they were at home. My trimmer is being wonky. Why is it doing that? Have I got something missing on the back? No. I don't know. Alright, so we are going to cut this in half long ways. And this was just kind of a scrap piece of paper. It's not a full 8.5 by 11. So I'm going with 7 3/4 wide. So, ooh, I need to go just a little under 4 inches to get halfway. About yay. It doesn't matter if both of them are the same width or not. Okay, so there are the 2. I did see where some of the paper was coming up. I used a glue stick, but like I said, this paper right here is textured, so a little of that's coming up. So I need to do it like this and get that laid down good. Okay, I've got these 2 pieces, and I went ahead and I have inked both sides, inked the edges of both sides, and I'm using walnut stain oxide ink for my inking today. And then if there's any sections that you feel have too much white or too much brightness to them, or they're too plain, Aaron is putting his lunch in the air fryer. Then you can dirty them up like that. Alright, then we're going to flip over, because this is our top right now, is our top. And all we're going to do is make a little fold up on the bottom. And you want it pretty tiny. So I will tell you how far up. This is about just a touch over a ½ inch. Do you like that? Just a touch over ½ inch fold up. Okay, and don't worry if yours is a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller or whatever. It does not matter. This one is going to be pretty close to a ½ inch, and I'm good with that too. But that's the bottom of your matchbook, okay? Your little fold up there. Then you're going to fold down, and wherever you have collaged, the papers are going to want to fold, but you just manipulate them however you want to. Tell them you can do yours wherever you want to do it. Alright, and I'm just going to barely just bend down, and that tells me where my half mark, where that's going to go right behind that very easily if I fold it in half right there. But we're going to make a little spine like at the top. So then just fold it down right when it goes up underneath this lip here. And then you're just going to fold and get you your little half mark there, okay? And then wherever you have made your little half mark, go ahead and score there. And then on the side that has your folded up bottom lip, then you're going to go a quarter over and make another fold mark, another score line. So at your half mark that you made, just bending it, and then a quarter on this side, make another mark, okay? And then you're going to fold on that line, and then you're going to fold on your half line, okay? So then you have this little quarter inch line there, and that's going to go right in there. Then if you've got any papers, again, because you're manipulating this and you've collaged it, if you've got any papers that are coming up, you just put some glue back behind it and it should be fine. Then I'm going to ink on my little quarter inch top spine that I've made here. And you might want to bend back and forth just a few times to get that how you want it. But see, then we've got that little spine there. So it already looks like a matchbook. We're very close. So one more time on this other one. I've got my fold up here. And there is my bindi mark right there. So I'm going to put my score line, my first score line, whoops, right there. And then on this side where I've already got the flip up, see, that's why we do the flip up first. It helps us to figure out what side is up and down and which side we're wanting the flip up to be on. There we go. There's our two score lines made. We're going to fold it over and then fold it over again. Now these are very easily made just with some scrapbook paper. You don't have to collage them at all, but I like doing that. I like collaging. I like using up scraps. Okay, and then I've got a little fold back here where I collage that's wanting to bend to, but we'll train it and it will be fine. So then that is going to go back behind there. So we've got that one started and this one. Yay. Okay, we can put our scoreboard away. I had someone the other day say, we need to do a cute meter as far as a cute counter, as far as how many times I say cute whenever I'm making my stuff. Yes, we should. Y'all should. Because I say it a lot, that's for sure. With these, they are 3 3/4 wide. 3 3/4 wide. So we can make our vellum pockets that wide too if we want to. So what I'm going to do, yes, if you ink your vellum, you're going to get some, it's going to warp and it's going to crinkle up. If you don't like that, just use plain old vellum. Don't worry about it. Okay, I'm just going to go just a hair under the 3 3/4 mark, and I'm going to knock my trimmer all over the place and knock the blade off and all that kind of good stuff. Okay, I'm going to cut 2 of these since I'm making 2 of them. Right under the 3 3/4 mark. Okay, I'm going to figure out if I need all of that or if I can cut it down some. I'm just going on the fly, y'all. With y'all, here I am on the fly. If I put that under there, yeah, that's too tall. So I'm going to cut mine down to 7 inches long. But you'll just have to measure however big, tall, wide, whatever you do yours. You'll have to measure that out. And that's a wonderful piece of scrap to go in my scrap pile. So 7 inches. Okay, and then this other piece, I'm going to go same width. So right there. And then I'm going to cut this in half to make 2 pockets in each one of these ephemera holders. Okay. So the 2 longer pieces, I'm going to fold them in half and figure out which side I want to be the front, and I think that side. Pretty. Fold in half. Oh, yep. That's the front for that one. And then these, I'm going to fold in half. and they're going to plop down on the fronts of the others. Fold that in half. Okay, just like that. And I'm going to get my tab punch. And I'm going to make, instead of a half moon, I'm going to make this type of notch at the top. And I'm just making it on the front side. So when I close it up, okay, like that. And same thing on this one. I'm trying to get it in the middle, but whatever. I'm not too concerned if it's not exactly in the middle. Now, this one is a little whomper jawed. So I'm going to trim it up. Yeah. Gracious, that one was way whomper jawed. Okay. And do my little notch out of the front on this one. There. Oh, I like that. And then notch out of this one. So this was just one piece of 8.5 by 11 vellum that we're making our pockets for both holders out of. And then I'm going to ink the edges and ink my little notch with my walnut stain. No reason to go down at the bottom because that's going to be hidden. And you will need a stapler of some kind. I love my Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher, but use whatever stapler you want. Ink all of those little edges at the top. Even that back piece. Yeah, I need to do that on all these. Then I'm going to get my liquid glue, my fabric glue. And I'm going to close the edges up of these little vellum pockets. Now mine is really thick vellum. I forget what the weight is, but it is thick vellum. I mean, you can hear it is thicker, so I'm not going to have any issues with tearing once I put my die cuts or ephemera pieces, whatever I'm going to put in these. I'm not going to have any problems with tearing. The only issue I'm going to have right this moment is because this vellum was inked and water was put on it, it was warped. So you just have to hold it a few seconds while you're putting that liquid glue on the edges, just so that it holds really well. And don't try to put anything down in it until it's totally dry. So I'm going to do that. Just do the edges, 2 edges on these other 3 and hold them down while they're drying. Okay, and next what we're going to do is we're going to put, doesn't matter, mine are not as wide as the ones on the back. If you want them perfectly lined up and as wide, go for it. You don't have to do that. I am going to put one little line of glue down the middle of the short pocket and then place that on my tall pocket. So I've just got one little line of glue back there, okay? You'll see why in just a minute. Okay, and then the other one little line of glue right smack dab down the middle. And line that up and press down. And while that's drying, we can go ahead and staple these into our matchbook covers. Now you can go down as far as you want to with these, or just barely under the little thing, but I like to go all the way because I'm going to use the Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher, and they are small, so you just want to make sure. Oh, one other thing we're going to do is we're going to put a little line down the middle of the back pocket too, and go ahead and whoop, put that into my cover and press down. Okay. And then same thing on this one, open it up. Glue down the back side. And then press down. Now, you can just glue in there and that's fine, it'll stay. But I like the look of having two little staples. And I'm going to go toward the bottom because you want this flap to go into this easily and be the closure. So you're going to go toward the bottom with your stapling. So that's why you probably want to push your pockets all the way down too, so that everything catches. And you've got those staple closures, and then this goes right down in there, and you've got yourself a little ephemera holder. You open it up, and when you want to put something in the pocket, that's not dry all the way yet, so we're waiting just a few minutes, but that will expand out, and then that one will expand out a little bit. Okay, like that. It holds that on to the back there. Now, if you don't want to put the liquid glue on the back one, don't worry about it. You can have it freestyle when you open it up, and the pocket will freestyle out like this when you open it up. But I like the security of it being up against that back wall. Okay, so I'm going to put my staples toward the bottom on the fold up. So there's my two staples. I'm going to let that dry, and we're going to decorate the outsides of these. I'm going to push that into my bottom closure. How cute. They're so cute. And I think what I will do on these inside flaps, yeah, that's pretty. And it's pretty much the width. These are some little postcard looking pieces. Oh, I like this one too. From With Love L journals. I like that. And you could even make yourself a little pocket at the top if you wanted to. We can do that. It just has to be really snug and secure in there. Let's go ahead and ink around these and see what we think. I mean, if we put it in there pretty tight, I think we'll be all right. Let's do glue just on 3 sides. And then come up above that fold line. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Okay, so we need that to dry. That'll be a little pocket there. And I need to trim off just a little bit of this one. Just the least little bit so it's not hanging over. And I think that will work. there. Let's go ahead and trim off this other side too. Just barely. Just like less than 1/16 of an inch. Okay. I love me some postcard images. Very pretty. So ink around this one. And then glue. Okay. And then right above that fold line, put that one on. Okay. And now we can do it like that with the blue on that side. Very pretty. This is from the Ephemera Cluster Digital from Kara Brandon, her Etsy shop. I'll put that there. And then we need to ink around this one. It's got a heavy white line on it, but the way I fix that is a heavy ink on the edges. Cute. Maybe some fabric or lace or something back behind them. That sounds cute. A little piece of, yeah, I like that. Okay, so I need to cut it off here. And put this down with some fabric glue. Just a little bit because it's very holey, so who knows how good it's going to hold. There we go, and then we can glue this down. And I'll need me a little bit of fabric glue on this side since it's going up against that lace. We had an excellent time on our little trip. We just took a few days. Wasn't really what you would call a full vacation, but just a few days around a ministry event we had, and went to Blue Ridge, Georgia. It's gorgeous up there, which we love the mountains anyway, so that was a win-win for us. But yeah, loved Blue Ridge. Now, as far as going there, you're not going to get as much to do like you do in, say, Pigeon Forge or somewhere like that. But if you're looking for some quiet time and just like family time, it was the best. We loved it. Okay, and then I'm going to trim this off. Woo, had a little frog trying to come up my throat. I heard Meredith from Seven Plaza the other day in one of her videos. She was like, she was clearing her throat. She said, "Sorry guys, frog in my throat." She said, "I'll have to stop eating frogs." She's so funny. I loved it. Now I have always heard the expression, "Well, I got a frog in my throat," but I've never heard. I guess I'll have to stop eating frogs. I've never heard that come back with that expression. Okay, and then I'm going to put a little bit of fabric glue on the bottom of this piece, and then the rest of it just gets regular old glue. Because that fabric glue is lots more expensive, for me anyway, than the regular liquid glue is. Oh, I like that piece of lace. That was pretty. Okay, so there's that. I can close up, I think. I can close up my glues now. And open it up, and we've got a pocket there. Oh, that's too little for that big pocket, but I could put that in that pocket, and then this one in that pocket. Cute. We need some taller stuff to go in that one. We'll see how those top pockets hold up here. Put those two pieces in there. Oh, that pretty shell can go in that one. And this floral on the other side of that one. Okay. And when we close it up, okay, yeah, they're not coming out. So we're good. I think maybe a little label on that. And let's put some more ephemera in here. These little pockets, even though they are shallow, they hold quite a bit. So no worries with that as far as, oh, this is not going to hold too much stuff. It does. You're good. Now these pieces of ephemera came from some box, I think, subscription box or something that Mom got. So, oh, I think my little butterfly will go sideways into this pocket without touching the, yes, it will, yay, without touching the fold. My little nest, yep. Okay, and you can even put some small tags in that top ephemera pocket. Oh, cute. All right, yep, those are below the line as far as the fold line. Yeah, these things hold quite a bit. Love that. Okay, that one is a little taller than that fold line. Let's see. We can get these. Okay, yep. That's under. And then put these back in. Cute. Yes, those hold quite a bit. So you've got it together, and you can be sure that those pockets are in there for keepsies. No worries with them coming out. And a little label to go on this one over here, I do believe. Just to dress it up a tiny bit. Ink it up. Little bit to glue. Put that there. Cute. Yeah, so these are really, really simple to make. And even when you stuff the pockets, they close up well. So no worries with that. As far as making sure your glue is not in here, that's why I don't like to glue underneath that tab, because you start to put this in and you might get some resistance if you have glue down here. But I love these little Matchbook, Collage Matchbook ephemera holders made out of pretty much scraps, and they're holding some little die cut scraps. I hope y'all make some of these, and if you do, tag me M Scrapbusters or Melina Pylant or M's Scrapbusters, and I will try to find you and leave you some love. I am behind on that. I apologize. But I'll try to find you and leave you some love. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you in the next video. I'll have some up-close photos right after this. God bless. Bye, y'all.